This is Wayne Price from the USA Today Network here in Miami with Ken Graham of the National Hurricane Center. So, Ken, the storm hit landfall, I think, about 1:30 today. Are the reports you're getting about the wind, storm surge, and damage pretty much what you expected?
Yeah, we're still getting those damage reports coming out. You know, it takes some time to get those out, and there's a lot of places that, you know, we just really haven't heard from yet. But yeah, whenever you have a storm this strong, you know, what we're going to see is, you know, we're going to see building failures. You're going to see roofs off houses. You're going to see tremendous tree damage, trees on houses. I mean, that's the kind of damage that we can expect, not even including the incredible storm surge that occurred.
You'd mentioned earlier the word weakening, but I inferred that right now people in the area, especially as it gets dark, shouldn't take too much comfort in that word right now.
Yeah, you know, this isn't over with yet. So, I mean, we actually have a situation, the latest winds still 125 miles an hour. So we have a 125 mile an hour hurricane entering Georgia. So, I mean, you still have an eye, you still have this eye wall with incredible winds. So as a result, even areas into Georgia and central Georgia, you've had a lot of rain, you can saturate that soil. Plus you're going to add those strong winds. Yeah, you're going to have trees down, you're going to have power outages, and it's just not safe. You know, the sun's going to be going down and people want to travel, they want to go places, but you can't see that tree down on the road around the corner. So it really is important. Let's just stay home. Let's stay hunker down and really stay off the roads.
From some of our member media sites in the area, there seems to be a sigh of relief, especially in Tallahassee, with the thought they were really going to get smacked, but now they feel like they dodged a bullet. Can you explain what happened, especially with like Tallahassee?
Yeah, you know, location with these systems. So, you know, small changes and you know, the path makes a big difference. So, you know, it just depends on where the path goes with the strongest winds. But even some of these rain bands, you can see some damage as well. So there were some hurricane force winds in some of these rain bands. So, you know, we start looking. There's going to be some damage around that area. But yeah, it all depends where those maximum winds occur. So if you're outside of that, yeah, absolutely. But you know, ahead of time, especially when you go days ahead of time, it's really hard to tell exactly where that center is going to go.
How long do you think these storm bands, the wind and the surges, remain in Florida and states like Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas?
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time. So at least we're currently moving at 16 miles an hour north-northeast. So this system is moving. So becoming a tropical storm somewhere in portions of central or eastern Georgia, but staying a tropical storm with time. This is Thursday afternoon, and then continuing to move out into the Atlantic. So it's going to take a little bit of time. So at least we got a pretty fast movement on this system. But in the meantime, you still can have some winds rotating around that tropical storm, and that's why we have a tropical storm warning out for portions of Georgia and the Carolinas. And you can see some elevated water, but you still see some winds as we continue to travel back out into the Atlantic.
Okay, and Ken, one last thing. You guys have been very good at telling people to be wary during the cleanup once the storm passes. Could you reiterate some of that?
Yeah, it's critical because, you know, ahead of time we a lot of times focus on the potential for the direct fatalities. It's the storm surge, it's the wind, it's the inland rain. But there's another factor here. It's after the fact. So it's places that have power outages for weeks at a time. It's places that, you know, there's power lines on the ground. So it's incredibly important to focus on that because that hurts a lot of people. A lot of people actually get killed after the fact. It's keeping your generator outside. It's making sure you're not learning how to use a chainsaw for the first time in your life and using it. This is just real. It's real talk because we have to have this talk because it hurts people. We got to be safe after the fact as well. It's staying away from those power lines. It's not driving your car into areas where you don't know how deep the water is. So those are the things that we have to talk about. It's keeping you safe before and during, and now let's work together to keep you safe well after the storm.
Very good, Ken. Thank you.
You bet.